Buongiorno! It's the last day of InLoveAthon. I need to finish The Forbidden Wish. I got about 50 more pages into Forbidden Wish last night. I only have about 130 pages left of Forbidden Wish, so I can definitely finish it today. I finished Princess in Waiting this morning. Really not my favorite of the series, but I still really enjoyed it. It had the cutest ending ever, even cuter than Princess in Love. Oh my god, I love Michael Moskowitz so much. I just finished The Forbidden Wish. I loved this book so much. It's so unique. I've never read anything like this. It's gonna be the end of InLoveAthon. Thankfully, I have finished The Forbidden Wish, which is the last book in my InLoveAthon TBR. A little over 24 hours left in the Contempoaryathon, and I still haven't Open Road Summer or A Very Large Expansive Sea. I'm not sure yet which one I want to start because I know I probably won't be able to finish both of them. Sprints are happening on the InLoveAthon channel right now. I'll start my next read. Buongiorno, it's the last day of Contempoaryathon. Last night I read 150 pages of A Very Large Expansive Sea. I'm about halfway through the book. I tried to get some into Open Road Summer, but I don't see myself finishing it today. I'm probably gonna go read at the library or at Barnes & Noble's, so I'll take you with me. Back from the library, and I finished A Very Large Expansive Sea. Still have Open Road Summer left on my TBR. I'm not 100% sure if I can finish it. I'm gonna try my best, but I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. And then I went to the library and I figured I would do a library haul since I got books at the library. If you like this haul, comment that down below because I don't buy books that often. I buy books very rarely because I use my library like religiously. I go there all the time and I check out way too many books. The book I checked out is A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. This is the sequel to A Gentleman's Guide of Vice and Virtue. I loved the first book in the series. This audiobook on hold because the audiobook for the first book in the series was amazing and I have really high hopes for the second book in the series. The reason I checked the physical book out when I have the audiobook on hold is because usually when I read really big books on audio, and this is a pretty big book, I like to check the physical book out just in case I miss something in the audiobook and I just want to go check really quick. Also, sometimes I'll end up loving an audiobook so much that I want to read it faster and I'll switch to the physical book. I cannot wait for my audiobook hold to come in so I can listen to this. Next, I checked out Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss by Casey West. This is Casey West's newest book. It came out like 2 days ago. They didn't order the audiobook at my library yet, and I really want to listen to this, so I figured I would just check this book out. I also haven't read a Casey West book through physical in so long because I always just get the audiobook. It follows a character from Love, Life, and the List, and Love, Life, and the List I loved so much, and the character that this follows I loved in that book. It's about this girl who is trying to make it big in Hollywood, and she finally gets her big break. On set, things are not as she thought they would be. She doesn't really get along with anybody. I was so excited to read this. Casey West is my favorite romance author. I've loved every single book she's written. I cannot wait to read something that takes place on a Hollywood set. I think that's such a unique setting that we don't really see that often in YA. I checked out Invictus by Ryan Grodding. This is another one where I have the audiobook on hold that I'm waiting for it to come in. Again, this book is pretty big. It features time travel and alternate timelines, so I figured it'd be a good idea to get the physical copy in case the audiobook gets a little confusing. I listened to Wolf by Ryan Grodding last year or the year before that, I don't remember when, and I loved it so much. And this book is time travel. Literally anything time travel I'm absolute trash for. This is about the main character comes from like a long line of time travelers. Future's hope is in the past. So basically something's going on in the future and they have to travel back to the past to make it right. I really loved Ryan Grodding's other books, so I'm really excited to read this. The reason I actually went to the library was to pick up my hold because I put Morning Good Night Little Pep Talks from You and B by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I put this book on hold because I put the audiobook on hold as well, and because this book has illustrations, I really wanted to read and listen to this book. I was in the library in the first place just to pick this book up, and then I saw all the other books, and I tried to restrain myself. Okay, I tried to restrain myself, but I ended up getting like 6 books. I believe this is like a compilation of his tweets that he did. Honestly, I'm trash for Lin. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm trash for Lin. I'm trash for Hamilton. I don't care what this book is. I just see Lin's name and I want to read it, and that's it. And also Lin narrates the audiobook. Toddle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe is narrated by Lin. So do yourself a favor and check the audiobook out because not only is it a great book, but the narration is absolutely phenomenal. Last 2 books I got were 2 graphic novels. So I was looking at the graphic novel section. Figured, hey, graphic novels are really short, so it's fine if I check a couple of them out, all right? So I got Anya's Ghost, Sarah Brosnan. I've heard really good things about this graphic novel. I believe it's middle grade, and this is one of those graphic novels that people always reference when they talk about graphic novels. I really like the art style. And I also got Sheets by Brenna Tumbler. I think I heard like Jesse the Reader talk about this, and the art style is really beautiful. I don't really know what this book is about, but Jesse said he really liked it. I'm very intrigued to check this book out. These are all the books I got at the library today. Way more than I needed to get. I'm gonna go and try to read Open Road Summer. Hopefully I can finish it. I don't know. I'm really nervous about it. I'm gonna go read it. It's the next day and I finished Open Road Summer. I did get most of it done yesterday, so I'm still gonna count this for the readathon. This fulfills the challenge of the Blurple book, a book I meant to get to in 2018, and a book with a picture on the spine. Her best friend is like this really big deal country singer, like her summer musical tour, and I really liked that aspect of it. Her best friend and the relationship that they have is such a big part of this book, and I loved their friendship so much. It was so heartwarming. Whenever her best friend would get sick, she would always be there to take care of her, and she would also do the same for her. So great to see such positive and healthy female friendship. The romance was like okay, but I think the best thing about this book is the friendship. I'm gonna give this book like 3.8 stars. It was almost a 4-star read. There were some times where the dialogue between the 2 main characters felt kind of unrealistic. Can't see them saying things like that to each other. Since it's the end of the readathon, I thought I'd do like a mini wrap-up. Not really that much of a wrap-up, but just talk about the books that I didn't get to talk about and go over all the challenges I finished. So day 1, I didn't finish any books. I had a bit of an off day. Day 2, I finished My Fake Canadian Wife by M. Hollis, which I adore. 1-page Princess and the Pea thing, and then on the day after that, I watched the movie, so this fulfills the challenge of reading an original fairy tale and watching the movie. Fake Canadian Wife fulfilled the challenge of reading an LGBTQ plus story and reading a book that has your favorite romance trope. And on day 3 or 4, I finished Princess in Love, which I decided to count for the challenge of InLoveAthon. Reading a book that takes place in a place where you would love to spend Valentine's Day in. All the Princess Diaries books take place in New York, and I am dying to go to New York. Next day, I finished Listen to Your Heart by Casey West. That fulfilled the challenge of reading a book by my favorite romance author. Casey West is my favorite romance author. Reading a book while eating Valentine's Day treats because I ate some chocolate while listening to it. I already talked about that in my day 5, I think. After that, I finished Princess in Waiting, which I did not like that much, and I decided to count that for the Contempoaryathon challenge of reading a book in a non-traditional format since I listened to the audiobook for that. And the last day of InLoveAthon, I finally finished The Forbidden Witch. I'm using this for fairy tale retelling challenge of InLoveAthon, and the writing style was beautiful. This was so beautifully written. I didn't really care too much for Aladdin. He was great and all, but I really loved the main character more than anything. I also loved the Jasmine character. I would like so read a spin-off book with the main character being the Jasmine girl because she's amazing. Definitely check this book out if you love Aladdin and you love fairy tale retellings. It's a really, really great one. I finished A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. I used this to complete the challenge of reading a book with a hard-hitting topic. This deals with racism. A book that you recently acquired. I did recently acquire this, and one other challenge that I can't remember. This might just be my favorite book in the readathon, but Forbidden Wish is like pretty close. Romance in this was so adorable and innocent. I love how in the beginning they were so awkward and like uncomfortable with each other. I loved the breakdancing element in this. I literally know nothing about breakdancing, but I loved reading about that in this and seeing how much of an influence it had on her. Even though this deals with a lot of things that I don't experience, like Islam and racism, things that the way she feels about certain things and certain things that she deals with, so close to home for me that I just wanted to cry because I felt so seen and so validated. 5 out of 5 stars for me. I managed to read 7 books. I am still counting Open Road Summer. The thing is, I totally would have finished Open Road Summer yesterday. I got a certain point in the night where I got so tired. I wasn't really enjoying the book anymore because I wasn't really paying attention. I was like half asleep. I decided that I was just gonna call it a night and finish the book tomorrow. Over 200 pages of the book during the readathon, so it still counts for it in my opinion. That's all for this video and the vlogs for Contemporaryathon and InLoveAthon. I had such a great time this week. I had so much fun daily vlogging and reading. Comment down below how you did during InLoveAthon and Contemporaryathon, and if you didn't participate, what are you currently reading? My social media links are all down below. My Twitter, my Bookstagram, my Goodreads. Arrivederci!